Hi, everybody. I am here just to tell you a little bit more about my latest book. It is a short story collection. All stories are by me. There's 10 short stories in this book called Pieces of Her. It is an ebook right now available on Amazon for just $2.99. And hopefully I will have it soon as a physical book. Ran into a little glitch there. I'm going to get that taken care of. But it has a lot of stories in it that have actually been published in other anthologies, but there are also two brand new stories in there that nobody's seen yet. So even if you've read some of my stories in Pettigrew Review or Moonshine Review or somewhere else, there are some stories that you've not seen as of yet. It's called Pieces of Her because it is looking at fragments of different women's lives and different things that happen in their lives. Being a woman is not for the faint of heart, and that is kind of the theme throughout these stories. So it's about women's lives and things that might happen. Some of the stories are more along the lines of women's fiction, but there's also magical realism, there's weird nature. There's one story that's told totally via email. So a lot of cool things in there, and some prize winners. The first story in the book is Prayers for Bethany. This is the one that I actually had a nomination for the Pushcart Prize for. It didn't win, but it won some other contests, and so that was pretty exciting information there. The Seed of Revenge is a story that is the weird nature one. It has kind of a Christmas vibe to it, but you don't have to read it at Christmas. Just Me is a story about a besotted young college student, and the link somebody might go to win over a guy. Pieces is a domestic violence story about the after effects. So maybe a warning there, but you don't see the actual occurrence. You see it more in flashback than in actually it happening. John Email. I love this story because it is just quirky and it's told by email. And it's about a girl who is emailing with her boyfriend who is in the military. The Wall is a story that I wrote for Moonshine Review that looks at political things, but it's not what you think it's going to be. So that's available to you. There's a very short one called The Devil's Wife that's based on a myth about the devil and his wife. So that one has kind of a speculative fiction vibe, but it's not really speculative fiction, but there's a little bit of mysticism in there. Gentle Snow, somebody dies in this one, y'all. This one is probably the closest I come to a thriller. And this is one that a friend of mine, Barbara Claypole White, read several years ago. And she actually posted on Facebook about it. And in that same post, she talked about one of Stephen King's stories. So to be coupled with one of Stephen King's short stories in a positive way on Facebook was really exciting for me. News story, Books, Brandies, and Blue Hairs. I wrote this several years ago. It just never really found the right place where I wanted to let it land. So I finally decided, you know what, I'm going to just self-publish it in my own book. It's about a woman in midlife who has, due to unfortunate circumstances, had to go home and live with her parents, and what she's struggling with there, and the fact that she's an adult and she's living in her parents' home, and where do the rules really fit now. And the last story is The Magic of the Mountain, and this is the magical realism story. Some people might call it a ghost story. It's not a ghost story. It's kind of like a ghost story. And that's about all I'm going to tell you about that one. But I really love this story. It's a very close to my heart story. So that gives you a glimpse of Pieces of Her. I'm going to put the purchase link in the data with this video. Also, this is going to show up on my blog. So I will put that in the blog also so you can go and get that. Also, if you've not subscribed to my newsletter, please do. If you subscribe between now and, what is today, January 19th, now and January 27th, that gives you about a week. I will not only send you the introductory email that has the free short story, but I will send you the January newsletter, which will give you a chance at a contest. that I'm running right now, where if you read pieces of her and post a review, you can be entered in the contest. But you've got to be a subscriber to the newsletter and follow the rules in the newsletter. So that information will also be available to you in the information under this video and in the information in my blog. So I hope you check out Pieces of Her. It's a fun little book. It doesn't take long to read. And remember, it's only $2.99 on Amazon right now. So go check out Pieces.